Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie. I am the owner and founder of Lady Faulti. You are either watching this video on my Facebook group or my YouTube channel, which are both called Lady Faulti's Light Healing. Today we're going to be talking about some tools you could work with if you were working on your solar plexus. But before we get started, I do want to just smudge real quick. This smudge bundle is really old, and every time I use it, I figure it's going to be the last time, but it's still going, so. A little bit for you guys. Yeah, I think it's pretty much shot. Smudging is really good energetic wise, but it is also antibacterial and antimicrobial, so it's good for that as well. All right, just gonna do a little Paleo Santos real quick, and then we'll get started. I hope everybody's been doing well in this crazy hectic time. Everybody's off their normal routines, just trying to stay home. Most people are trying to stay home. Not everyone, but most people are trying to stay home. That smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. And we're doing our best. I'm trying really hard to stay home. I'm trying not to go to any stores unless I need to. But yeah, just remember that even through all this craziness, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling lonely, whatever the feelings are that come up with you, don't just push them down and ignore them. Process through them. Just don't sit with them for too long. Like I said, 10 minutes to 30 minutes. And if you're sad and lonely, just let yourself cry, but you can't let yourself cry all day. So just remember that it's okay to feel the feelings and work, but you want to work through them. So within the 10 to 30 minutes, you're coming out of it and feeling much better and being able to go about your day and have a good day. Nobody wants to spend a whole day just being sad or lonely or miserable or angry or whatever the emotion is. So, but just, it is okay to process through that and feel whatever it is that you're feeling. So just want to remind everybody that your feelings are your feelings, and nobody can tell you that your feelings are right or wrong. And nobody should be telling you not to feel your feelings. So just don't get stuck in them. Don't let them control you. So there's that balance that we're always talking about, is just keeping things balanced, not letting your emotions take over, but not stuffing your emotions away either. So anywho, today we are talking about tools you can use if you are working on your solar plexus chakra. If you don't know what your solar plexus chakra is, go back and watch last week's video. We talked all about what it is, where it is, what it's for, why you would want to work with it. All of those things are in last week's video. So again, all these videos are saved. I don't take them down. So you can either go to the Facebook group, which again is called Lady Faulti's Light Healing, and look under the tabs videos and find them that way. It's kind of confusing that way, though, I will tell you, because it just shows all the videos. There's no like titles over them. I don't know why Facebook does that, but it's not very user friendly. So that is why I did end up making the YouTube channel, because you can just type in, you can go to my channel and scroll down, and each one of them is dated and titled, and so you know exactly what it is and when it was uploaded. So it's a little easier that way. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to become a YouTube sensation or anything. It was just much easier for people to find the videos, including myself. Because if somebody would ask me about, oh, I want to know about this, I want to know about that, I can say, well, I did a video, and I can actually just go right to the YouTube channel, get the video, copy the link, and send it to the person. And so it's really easy for me to use that way as well. But, so if you don't know what your solar plexus is, you can go back and watch last week's video, and that talks all about that for you. So today we're going to go over the basic things that we normally go over. We're going to go over any goddesses, so deities, that you would want to work with. We're going to go over the gemstones. We're going to go over the planet that you might want to work with, the major arcana, the rune, herbs and oils, and if time allows, we'll get to the archetypes. I leave those for last because they're just what they are. The other ones I think are more important, not that the archetypes are less important. So if you're going to want to work with a goddess, I have written down a couple here, and you can certainly look them up. If you don't have anything for these goddesses, like you don't need a big statue. Like my statues are pretty little that I work with. But if you don't have a statue and you want to work with a goddess, you can simply, like, I have a candle here for Danu. So that's how I bring in her energy there. But you could just go on and Google them and get a picture and print it out. And just, you could put it in a frame. You could, put it on cardboard, and make a little card out of it. You could just lay it on your space, lay flat on your space and work with it that way. So you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money. You can, be creative on how you work with things. Some of the stuff that I work with is just, it's a postcard. And it was a postcard that I really loved the whole energy of this. And so it stays here on my little space here, so I can see her every day. So again, you don't have to go out and buy big giant statues or anything. You can, work on a small ways. You can just go out and get a statue and decorate it yourself if you wanted to as well. I've even seen people who take Barbie dolls and dress them up and make them look like goddesses and stuff. So yeah, be super creative. If I'm not that creative, but I know a lot of you out there are really creative. So get creative if you want to. And I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing any of these correctly, so I will also spell them for you as well. So the first one I think is Sermet. It's Serhmet, and she is the Egyptian sun goddess. So she would be a really good one to work with for your solar plexus, because we did talk about how the solar plexus is your energy source, and we did the little visualization meditation on how to draw in energy from the sun. So you could call upon Sermet, and she will bring you some of that sun energy as well. The next one is, and I really don't know how to pronounce this, so I apologize. I'm really just guessing. Maat, it's Maat, and she is a patron goddess of justice and fair outcomes. So she might be one you'd want to work with. Two of the other ones that you might want to work with are Diana and Athena. They are really good for balance, justice, all kinds of stuff that they are good for to call in the energies. But they would be ones to work on with your solar plexus if you wanted. But Sermet is a sun goddess, so that would be, if you want to work with that. But some people don't want to work with certain types. Like some people don't want to work with Egyptian. Some people don't want to work with Greek. I stick more towards the Celtic ones, Druid ones, just because I prefer them. So I usually work with the new. But you can switch around. You don't have to be like, I just do Celtic ones. I don't do any other ones. I don't think that's really necessarily true, but just do whatever you feel called to. If you don't feel called to work with other goddesses, then that's fine. If you don't feel called to, don't force yourself, because I don't think you'll get what you need out of it if you're not really feeling it. So gemstones, and I apologize, I didn't pull them out. Usually I have what I can pulled out for you and show them to you. But right now I am still working on my crystal project of organizing all of them. And it's a big mess. You can't see on my counter back there, but there is trays and notebooks. And yeah, I'm really planning on my 2 weeks off to get that all finished up. So, so some of the gemstones you can work with are amber, and that is really good for channeling ancient wisdom. You could work with tiger's eye. That's a good one. So that's going to enhance intuition. So I've been wearing this one this week. I felt called to it. Sometimes I don't even know why. I have all my talisman up in the bathroom, and sometimes I'll just stand there and I don't know why, but I'm just like, that's the one you need to wear. And so I just go with it. So this week was tiger's eye, which is what I felt called to work with. Citrine, which I do have a little piece right here. I got a sphere. I got actually 4 spears, so I was really excited about that, because these will be really great in meditation, and when I start doing some crystal healing, they'll be really good to work with. So I was excited that I got those. So citrine is, it's supposed to be, it was believed that the sun was captured inside these. So if you're trying to pull in sun energy for your solar plexus, citrine would be a really good one to work with. I got 4 of them. I got 2 here on my space, and then I've got 2 over there on my crystal healing tray that I'm working on putting that together as well. Once I get that all put together, maybe I'll do a little video for you guys of what is on my crystal healing tray and why I have it there, but another day, I guess. Golden healer quartz, and I have that right here. It's a small piece, but, and again, the camera doesn't really pick up the golden color on it, but it is. I'm telling you, it's right there. You can kind of see the golden color on it. So golden healer quartz is a self-healer. So it's just good to work with if you want to work with any of your chakras. But the golden color kind of, to me, relates back to the solar plexus, because it's that yellow color. And so you can see here that we're picking citrine, which is kind of in that color range. The tiger's eye, which is kind of in that yellowy color range. Amber is yellowish, so you can kind of see where that's going. You could work with ophriment, which I don't have a piece of that. And so I've actually never even heard of it until the other day. So I was like, I need to look that up and see what the hell that is. It's also self-healing. Pyrite, which I don't have a piece of pyrite either, is for inner strength and confidence. Golden calcite, I do have a piece, but it's up on the shelf up there. And that is for eternal wisdom. Yellow aventurine. Right here. Again, it just looks kind of white for you guys, so I apologize. Oh no, that's not it. That's yellow fluorite. Sorry, that'll be the next one. Golden calcite, I said, was up on the shelf. Okay, I'm losing my place. I usually have them all in a line here, so I go down through them. But yellow aventurine, I don't have a piece of yellow aventurine. And that is for empowerment. Then is yellow fluorite, which is right here. And that is for wealth. And then yellow jade, which I don't have a piece of that, is for, it's going to improve your digestion. So again, that's with your solar plexus right there, is that all that energy. So if you're feeling digestive problems, that is probably a sign that you need to do a little bit of solar plexus work. Besides the fact that, you know, we just get viruses and sometimes we have yuckiness that happens to us. But if it's something that, sorry, my necklace is driving me crazy sometimes. If you have something that is a constant, that's not just like you got a viral, something viral and you're having digestive problems. If you're somebody that has digestive problems all the time, or on a regular basis, that's a really good sign that you need to be doing some solar plexus work. And really, I don't know too many people out there that don't in some way, shape, or form have some sort of digestive issue. So, but our solar plexus is really important because, like I said, that is where our energy comes from. So if you're feeling sluggish a lot, that's me. I feel sluggish. Also, my excess weight is in that same area. It's in my solar plexus area. It's sticking right there. It's not going anywhere. So those are signs for me that, you know, I could do a little bit of solar plexus work. If you want to work with a planet, now you go back and forth about this really isn't a planet, but when we say planets, it's in the solar system. So some other things we work with are going to be actual stars. Some of them are going to be like Pluto. I don't even know what Pluto is anymore. Is it a moon? Is it a planet? I don't even know. But anyway, so I would work with the sun. If you were going to work with anything for working on your solar plexus, I would work with the sun. So again, it could be as simple. You could just go grab a yellow crayon and draw a sun and put it somewhere where you're going to see it, and remember to be calling in that energy every day. You could get a picture. You could, hopefully when the sun is out, we can go out and actually be outside and absorb some of her energy that way as well. Again, there was that visualization that I did last week, so you could go back and listen to that. One of the things I plan on doing on my 2 weeks off is going to be recording some guided visualizations. They're going to be short. I'm hoping about 15 minutes or so. You won't see me. I'm going to probably have a picture. So if we're talking about the sun, doing a visualization for the sun, I'll probably have a picture of the sun. And so you won't see me. And because really you should have your eyes closed when you're doing that. And I don't want you to be focused on watching me to see what I'm doing. And it won't be like a how-to kind of thing. It's going to be just the meditation. So it's going to start right in with find a comfy place to sit, and then I'm going to walk you through it. So I'm not really going to explain what it's for. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. It's going to just be the meditation itself. So we'll see how that goes. But I wanted to do a couple. We've done the sun one. We've done a forest one. We've done releasing energy one. And so there seems to have been some interest in getting that, so they could just have that section of the recording and go back and just play those if they needed to. So, back to if you wanted to work with a planetary sun, star, figure, whatever, for your solar plexus, it would be the sun. And because it's the most direct, it's the most potent source of energy that we have. And so that is where you would want to work with that energy. It also brings wisdom, clarity, and willpower. So if you're looking for some clarity on something, or a little bit of self-confidence, stuff like that, solar plexus is going to bring you that. All right. So for the major arcana, if you have a tarot deck, and you want to work with one of the cards to work with your solar plexus, it would be the Emperor. And he's not really all that bad looking. I don't have a typical tarot deck of the typical figures that you see on a tarot deck. Didn't really call to me. I don't really do a lot of tarot work, but my classes are always talking about working with tarot decks and working with individual cards. So I did go out and purchase one, but I purchased one that was more suited to my tastes than the regular tarot. And so this is the Emperor. And so he is the creator of sacred structure. He is an authority figure. He has control. He has power. So that is, again, where you're going to be calling in that power. Power in possibilities. So you would want to work with him if you're trying to reclaim or call in more power. So you would want to work with the Emperor. So he's going to stay here. Last month for our sacral chakra, yeah, we worked with the Empress. And so she's going to go back in the box. And we are going to work with him this month. So he will stay here on my space for the rest of this month. All right. If you want to work with a rune, I'm super excited. I have ordered a book on runes that should be coming hopefully before I go back to work, but we'll see. I think the date got pushed out because of everything that's going on. But I have a rune set that I made, my husband and I made. He cut all the little pieces and I wood burned them on there. So this is actually backwards for you. It really kind of looks like a P, the letter P. And it's called, and again, gonna try my best, Thurizaz, Thurisaz, Thurizaz, Thurizaz. I don't know. If you want the spelling, let me know. I'll type it out for you. It is the most potent rune. It is the strength of Thor's hammer. So work with it to call in your own power. It's vast, it's strong, it's fair, but it's also humble. So again, when you're calling in all this power, you can, because if your solar plexus is underactive, you're going to want to be calling in that sun power and all of all of these things that we've talked about that are going to help you bring power. Now, if your solar plexus is overactive and you are a power hungry person, and you kind of are maybe stepping on toes to get power, kind of a thing, then you want to work with things that are going to bring you more of a balance. So this will help with that though as well, because it's going to bring in that little bit of that humbleness, and get you a little bit out of the your ego space. So depending on, again, whether your solar plexus is overactive or underactive. Most people, and I won't say all people because there's never all people, but most people, it's a little underactive because we've been told to stay in our place, and you can't do that, and why would you do that? And most of us are even from a young age told we can't do things, which is really funny because the whole thing is you can do whatever you want, you can be whatever you want, but then when you actually speak it out loud, people often tell you can't do that, or that's stupid, or you so Thurizaz, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but is going to also bring in fairness and humbleness. humbleness. I don't know if that's a word. I may have just made up a word. So that as well is going to stay here with me for the month while we work on some of that. And herbs and oils. And again, I didn't grab any of those, but if I have any here handy, I will, which I don't think I do, but I'm looking around. I got a bunch of different oils here, so, but I don't think I have any of these. One of the ones to work with that is really great, smells amazing. I do have some. I think it's down in the bathroom though. Sorry, my necklaces are driving me crazy. Is Lily of the Valley. That is a really good one to work with, and it smells amazing. So Lily of the Valley is going to be calling in ancient wisdom for you. Who couldn't use a little ancient wisdom? My necklaces are all tangled. So I know I certainly am always trying to call in ancient wisdom, but that's the Sagittarius part of me. I want to know everything about everything all the time. Kind of makes me a little nosy sometimes, but I always want to know, get to the bottom of things, know the truth of things. So Lily of the Valley will call in ancestral wisdom. Lemon is a really, really good one to work with. Lemon is going to energize you. Really, any of the citrus ones will do that. So if you're trying to call in more energy, again, if you're feeling kind of sluggish and don't really have a lot of physical energy, any of the citrus blends would work really well for that. So orange, grapefruit, lemon, lime, all of those. But I really like lemon. Lemon's a nice, clean smell. And when you mix lemon with like Lily of the Valley and some of the other ones I'm going to talk about, you can make a really, really nice smelling perfume that will be, medicinal as well for you. The next one I have is Helichrysum. So that's going to be easing irritations. So that's a good one to work with. Juniper is protective, and it's going to keep safe from theft. So that's kind of a different one, but I think the safe from theft thing is going to, again, make you feel more powerful. I don't know exactly how, but that's where I would get that from that. But you might see it differently, and that's okay. And if you don't feel called to work with it, then that's perfectly fine as well. Grapefruit, again, I just mentioned any of the citrus blends are going to be really great. So grapefruit is, I wrote, invigorating. Neroli is going to calm your nerves. So that's a good one. And tea tree is just overall a master healer. Just did want to note that that is also antibacterial and antimicrobial. So in saying that, that tea tree is a really good one to use. But I don't know, and I don't know if anybody knows, specifics for the coronavirus. It's new, so there's not a lot of testing out there. There's not a lot of, I can't say if you use tea tree oil, it will kill the coronavirus. I can tell you though, tea tree is normally antibacterial and antimicrobial. So my suggestion on this was I would take a little Lily of the Valley, I would take a little lemon, and I would take a little bit of the neroli and make a nice blend on that. Because you've got the Lily of the Valley, which is a flowery smell, your lemon, which is obviously a citrusy smell, but then your neroli is more what I call an earth smell. I don't know if that's technical or anything, but it's an earthier smell. And so it's going to kind of balance the perfume out for me. But if you're more, you just really like the flowers, you could just take the Lily of the Valley, the Helichrysum, and the juniper and make a nice, very floral perfume that way for you. And it's going to be medicinal for you as well. I guess we went through today pretty quickly. Usually I'm over time. but I didn't have the actual herbs and oils to show you today, so maybe that's why. I do apologize for that, because I do have a lot of these here. It would just be a matter of digging them all out and finding them for you, but maybe it was just meant to be. Today was going to be a short video for some reason. All right, so the last thing I have is archetypes. If you wanted to work with some sort of archetype. Archetypes are any kind of figure that are not specific. And that's not really correct either. So let me just say what I have here, and then we can go from that. So if you wanted to work with an archetype, one would be the king. So you don't need to necessarily work with a specific king per se, just the king figure. So a king is powerful, is fair, is just, supposedly, not all kings. Kings, take care of their people, they're powerful, they lead, they're fair and just. So you can work with that type of energy, is the king energy, but you don't necessarily have to work with a particular king in this aspect. Same with the queen. You could work with the queen if you were looking for a little bit of power, but more of a more gentle power. Obviously the king is masculine, so you would be working with masculine energy if you're working with the king. My camera got blurry here, I don't know why. And if you're working with the queen, you would be working with feminine energy, which would be a little bit more, it's still power, but it's a little bit more on the nurturing and compassionate side of power. So you could work with a queen energy. Again, you don't have to work with any particular king or queen. And the last one I wrote down was the father. So again, it doesn't have to be necessarily your father or any particular father. You could just be calling in father energy. Again, father is usually more of the, again, not in every household, but father is usually the kind of the head of the family. We've all heard that saying, wait till your father gets home. So dad was usually the one that sent the rules. Dad was the one that enforced the rules, those kind of things. So, but dad was the power figure in the family. And not to neglect the mothers at all. So you can work with mother energy as well. And again, that's going to be just a little bit more of the feminine power, feminine energy, and it's going to be a little more of a nurturing and compassionate energy. So again, maybe your mom and dad don't fit those stereotypes. That's perfectly fine. Like I said, you don't have to necessarily work with your mother or your father or a specific king or a specific queen. Just call in those energies from that. So again, just find a picture. Find a picture that looks motherly to you. Find a picture that looks fatherly to you. Do a Google search of the king and see what comes up for pictures. And if you find one that, calls to you, that resonates with you, make it your screensaver, print it out, however is easiest for you to work with that kind of energy. So that's what a lot of times, if there's a certain energy I want to work with, I do make it my screensaver on my phone. And so I see it, obviously multiple times every day and reminds me to work with that energy. So that is about all I have today for solar plexus energy. So next week, actually the next 2 weeks, unless something changes in the next few days, I am going to be off work for 2 weeks. We're going to close our office down. Nobody is sick in our office. Nobody's got any symptoms or anything like that. Just our biggest clientele is dental offices. And during this time, dental offices are mostly closed. They're only supposed to be open for emergencies and not regular routine visits. So a lot of dental offices are closed, so we're not super busy at work because all of our clients are not at work. So we're going to go ahead and take the 2 weeks off. Again, like I said, nobody's sick, nobody's got any symptoms or anything like that. We're just going to take the 2 weeks off and have ourselves a little mini vacation. But I will be staying home as much as possible. I'll probably have to go out once, maybe twice during the 2 weeks to get groceries. But other than that, I plan on keeping my butt right here at home as much as possible. So with that, in the next 2 weeks, the videos are going to be at 10. So Monday's video will be at 10 o'clock for our weekly forecast. And then Thursday, it's going to be at 10 o'clock. And we're going to be working on doing a healing altar. So we can talk about that, obviously, on Thursday. I will make a list this weekend and get it up of anything you might want to have handy to use during the video if you want to do it with me. Because my videos are normally so early, most people watch the video and then go get what they need and make it after. But I will try to put a list together of things that you may want to gather up if you want to do the video with me on Thursday, or you can just watch it later and do it later. And then the next week, the same thing. The forecast video will be at 10 on Monday, and then on 10 on Thursday, we are going to be, let me just grab where'd my book go? It's lost. It's not February. It's not March anymore. We're going to work on making a flower and herb mandala is what I have planned so far. And then on the 30th, I will be back to work as far as the plan goes for right now. So the 27th and the 30th will go back to the regular time. But I figured if I'm home, I might as well take advantage of it and do the videos a little bit later in the morning. So I will get those events posted up in the group, and I will get lists of items that you may want if you want to do it with me. And I think during the 2 weeks, I might do a little bit more stuff that's hopefully going to be a little bit more interactive. I've already scheduled them all out there, so there's going to post one every day for the 2 weeks of a journal prompt. I'm going to be doing them with you. And so each one of them will have a hashtag. So you want to create a separate post with the hashtag and then answer. It's either a question or it's like starts a sentence that you have to kind of build off. And there are things to kind of get you to think about all kinds of stuff. There is a major topic for the minor topics, but you will see that as you are answering the questions and doing the journals. So it's kind of interesting, but I do have a purpose at the end of that. They were put in there for a reason. I just didn't just pick 10 questions out of thin air. I do have something that I'm working on that we will talk about a little bit later, probably on the 23rd, so towards the end of the journal prompts. I will fill you guys in on something that I'm working on, possibly, if there's enough interest. But we'll talk about that later. I don't know. I think that's it. So I might come live a couple of times, just short lives, like not scheduled lives during the 2 weeks, depending on what I'm working on. I might, again, if I get my crystal healing tray finished, I might go live for, just 10-15 minutes and show you guys that. If I get my crystal tray, which is a separate tray done from my crystal healing tray, I might come live and show you guys that. I was thinking maybe we would do a walk around my property at some point if it's nice out one day. Do a little grounding, get some sunshine, show you guys some of the things on my property. It's not super exciting stuff on my property, but I do try to call in different things and make spaces. And it probably looks like a mess right now though, because the snow is still melting and I haven't got outside. But I can show you some of the things that I will be working on in the yard, maybe. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, that's like my lifelong dream, is to like just stay home all day and just work with crystals and do videos and do crystal healing and stuff, but make perfume blends. But probably not anytime soon, but I get a little taste of it for the next 2 weeks, so I'm pretty excited about it. I know a lot of people are mumbling and grumbling about staying home, and I get it. I understand people depend on paychecks and all those muggle things that we have to worry about, but I am going to take this time off and make the best of it, and I think I'm actually going to really enjoy it. But it's sucky that it's under these circumstances. But all right, so I'm going to sign off. I'm going to wish you guys a really great weekend. I haven't checked the weather, but hopefully it'll be nice enough that you guys can get outside a little bit. I know it's still not the greatest weather, but if you really can stand outside on some grass or dirt in your bare feet for, 5-10 minutes, it's really going to boost your energy that way as well, to get a little bit of that Mother Earth energy, direct, skin contact. Hey, if you want, go lay down naked in the grass if you want, but not going to happen here. I have 2 neighbors, which happen to be my in-laws and my parents, so definitely not going to be doing that in my backyard. But yeah, if you can get some skin contact onto the ground this weekend, that's going to really give your energy a boost. And as always, remember, be kind, especially in all the chaos that's going on out there. We really need to call in as much kindness and gentleness and compassion as we can for others who are struggling out there. And so I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see you Monday at 10 a.m. I will get the events up there posted and with the times, so you can check those out. And I think that's it. Just enjoy your weekend and really stay home as much as possible. I know it can be boring for some people, and I know some people who live alone, and it can be really hard on you. But, I'm always here to just, even if you just want to chit chat, if you want to send funny memes to each other, even, I have one friend who sometimes she gets down a little bit, and I send her silly Snapchat videos, pictures of myself, and that always makes her laugh. So whatever you need, just reach out. Don't be afraid to ask for it. It's not a sign of weakness. If anything, I think it's a sign of courage and bravery to say, listen, I'm feeling this, and I know I need a little help, and so can you give that to me today? Sometimes people just want to be heard. Sometimes people just want to be seen. They want to know that somebody's thinking about them in these times of staying home. So That's okay. Just type me a message that says I really need to be seen today. And, you know, I will know exactly what you mean. And, you know, we'll have a little chit chat or whatever you want to do. So I'm going to be home too. So, all right. So I will see you guys all on Monday. Lots of love. Again, remember, be kind. It's not only going to change your day, it's going to change somebody else's day, and it potentially could change somebody else's life. So spread that shit everywhere. Lots of love. Thanks, guys.